What up, Pittsburgh Steelers fans? It is Marky D and Matty P with another episode of Steelers Mad Monday. We're recording this late on our Monday evening. Marky D, happy Monday evening.
It might even be for them right now.
It might be. It might have just gone Monday. It probably is. I think it's 6. It might be like 6 a.m. on the East Coast when we're recording.
Is that right? So this is like the one time we share the
7:30 a.m. You listening to this? Right? So you get this
Mad
tomorrow
Monday
afternoon
for everyone.
You get this tomorrow afternoon for you guys.
I'm doing good, man. Just got done doing some of my driving. That's why I'm a little bit late today, but I'm doing really good and settling in now to, I guess, we have the last bit of mini camp. I think 3 days before that, then the players go on a bit of a holiday. I also will be going.
We probably should have done this show live.
Hey?
We probably should have done this show live.
Still can if you want to. But I'm going on a bit of a holiday from, I think, after mini camp, then coming back in July. So I might not be here on TDU or whatnot because I'm finding, I don't know about you, Matty, I don't know. I wake up every day and I love the Steelers. I just need a little bit of a break. But other than that, the players go on break too. They're away. So, but you know what?
Well, the channel's not going anywhere for listeners. The channel's not going anywhere.
Oh, no. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just think this is going to be such a fun, wild ride in 2023. The fact that we can watch the progression of all these plays, Pickens, Haywood, Muth, offensive line, Kenny Pickett, all this stuff. I can't wait. Like, I think I said to you the other day, like, I'm so hyped. I'm a bit worried that that if we lose the first 4 games, I don't know. You might not see me. You might just see me crying in a corner. But I am. I've never been this hyped before. I don't know about you. I'm more hyped for the offense than I am for the defense this year.
I don't know if I'm going to go as far to say that yet, but the thing is, I'm not as hyped because I know that the first 4 to 6 weeks, everyone's going to be disappointed, and then they're going to come good on the offense. They're going to take a while to work together, so I have low expectations to start the season. But look, today's show, we're talking about Khan versus Colbert. Now, that might sound the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard because Colbert, had a 22-year career as an NFL GM. Even if he actually didn't hold the title of GM until 2011, fun fact, but held the role of GM. But we thought it would be cool to actually have a look at what Colbert did. I think some people just personally look at Colbert with very Steeler black and gold goggles sometimes. I think Colbert's a great GM. He's probably a Hall of Fame GM. I'm not questioning that, particularly with some of the stats and facts that we're going to rattle off. But it's kind of cool after Khan's sort of first year to sort of assess, like, how is Khan set up to be successful? What are the benchmarks that Khan needs, etc. So, Mark, I thought I'd go through a couple of stats for you to begin with. Now, number one's Hall of Famers. Now, obviously, there's guys who can make the Hall of Fame at any time. There's guys during Colbert's tenure that he drafted, that he brought in, that should probably become Hall of Famers in time. Guys like Debo Harrison, guys like Hines Ward, etc. But right now, Kevin Colbert only has one Hall of Famer. Do you know who that is?
But he's only got one?
Only one.
Really?
Yep.
Well, it's Troy.
Yeah, it's Troy. Yep. Because Faneca was 2 years before, 3 years before Colbert became the GM.
Well, he has guys in the waiting like Big Ben, I guess.
Big Ben. I think Casey, I was thinking about this the other day. I reckon Casey Hampton should be a Pro Bowler at nose tackle.
Pro Bowl or Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame, sorry.
Yeah, I would say that. But yeah. You know what's funny, though? Big Ben kind of like didn't retire. Like, he should have retired 3 years ago. Then he might have been in the Hall of Fame now. So, but I see what you're saying.
I was going to say, up until now, and it's fair because it's Khan's first season, and it's not like, over time, we can't compare this till Khan's career finishes with the Steelers, but I'm just saying, right now, he's only got one Hall of Famer. He has 8 seasons. Sorry, he has 14 seasons out of 22 where they made the playoffs. He took the team to 3 Super Bowls. They won 2 of them, so not too bad there. His overall winning percentage, it's very hard to calculate that because it only does it by season for executives. Someone smarter than us will do it, but it's roughly a ratio of 2 to 1, so it's about 64 to 66%. Just looking at the stats in front of me, he lost 3 AFC conference championships apart from the Super Bowls, so the Steelers were in it to win it. Very close there. So 3 lost AFC conferences. only one losing season, and he had 13 out of 22 years were double-digit win seasons.
13 out of what? 22?
Yeah, or double-digit.
That's not bad. And so I think the last losing season was 2002, right? From memory?
No, it was 06, wasn't it?
Nah, it can't.
No,
can't
03.
Okay, so 03. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm just trying to piece all these things together. That's not bad.
6, 7, 8, and 8. That's right. Yeah.
So he got us to, well, Colbert and the team got us to 3 Super Bowls in the last 20 years, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, and we won 2.
But they went to 6 AFC Championship games, basically.
And only won 3, right?
Won 3.
That's not too bad. That's 50-50.
Yeah, it's not too bad. There's a lot of...
Right.
So they're kind of the stats that you've got there. Now, Omar Khan's obviously only had 1 year in the league. So he has a 529% winning record. That is only better than 5 of the 22 seasons that Colbert was there. However, the difference is as well is that in Colbert's era, they're all 16-game seasons, not 17-game seasons. So that's a bit of a key difference from that perspective, because obviously your percentage is higher when you play less games. So it kind of it's a little bit different there. But then you could also argue that they won a lot of games down the stretch. So, if there had only been a 16-game season, Khan's percentage is probably going to be an 8-8 season, and then that's only 500% anyway, or 0 and 500. So there's some stats. Like, there's some interesting benchmarks, I guess, for Khan to finish with. I mean, going to 6 AFC Championship games, 3 Super Bowls is pretty big. Only missing the playoffs 8 times, 1 losing season. Like, that's a pretty strong statistical performance for the team for Omar Khan to live up to. You can't really compare that against one season, but it is an interesting set of benchmarks. But where I often sort of draw an interesting sort of comparison when it comes to the GMs is very much the, I've got my super draft spreadsheet where I've got all the
you got all the players, right? Every single player.
So I think what it'd be cool to do is if we brought that up and we considered it from we'll go back all the way to 2001, and I'm just going to make it a bit bigger. And we look at it from the perspective of, was the guy, a decent player, like boom, bust, or, just normal sort of guy. So we can look at it from there. Now,
you talking like first rounders, or what are we talking about?
We'll just go from the first rounders, because otherwise we can go through the the whole draft is pretty
take too long.
And you and I were pretty young at the start of this, so I don't really.
I think I was like 12 years old. I think I was like 2001 or maybe a 10. I can't remember.
Yeah, well, how much do you remember from then?
Not much.
Yeah, so there we go.
I was 12 years old. Best days of my life.
Solve that one for you.
I don't think I was even a fan then. I was a fan around 2002, 2003.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan then.
It's a long way. Look, was it ages ago? Holy dooly.
Here we go. All right. Well, how big is that on our screen?
So you're going off first rounders. You're looking at, because that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, we're not first rounders. I'm just going to try and see if that. Yeah, here we go. All right. So he started in the 2001 season. 2000 season, sorry. I don't know whether he was there, just being transparent, whether he was there for the draft or not. But assuming that he was, we'll start there. So Plaxico Burress was the first rounder picked then. I mean, I think he's, I don't know whether you call him a boom or, base level player, but he certainly wasn't a bust.
I think he was a good player for the franchise. I remember watching him when I was younger. I don't know what year he went away, though. What year did he went to the Giants? And then
he ended up in, prison.
Then he shot himself by accident.
Shot himself in the leg. Yeah. 2001, he picked Casey Hampton. So I think we've got a second guy there.
That's a win right there. That's a win.
Kendall Simmons, the guard.
How many years did he play?
Yeah, that's a good question.
7?
Kendall Simmons. Have you got 7?
Well, what's the when you go down to column F 162? I feel like I'm playing bingo. It says 2009.
Yeah, so, I'll just check it. I'll just check it so we can get it right.
So I would say,
is that like you're playing bingo? Yeah, he played 7 years. Yeah, he played 7 years.
Yeah,
6 in Pittsburgh, 1 with Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what though?
He only played 84 games though, so I don't know what
that's not a bad draft. I think Simmons was a good. I think he was a good guard. Renovell was a good player. Chris Hope, from memory, he was a good cornerback. Larry Foote was in a Super Bowl. Veron Haynes was. These are the team I started watching around this time. I think 2002, 2003. He played a good back as well for the third guy. I don't mind that.
I mean, Kiesel was a legend. That was a pretty good pick.
That's not a bad draft at all. 2002. I like that draft.
That's a good draft. We've got to come back. We should review the 2002 draft class.
Larry Foote was a real big influence, I think. In the Super Bowl run, stuff like that too. And Kiesel as well. And Ron Haynes was a good player too. Plus Randall. Yeah, I like that.
12 years, Larry Foote. So
that's unbelievable. He was good next to Farry though, man. Back in the day.
So then the next year we picked Troy and Ike. So it's not too bad.
Well, I think Ike reminds me of the 04, the 08 defense. The 2 Super Bowl runs, so they're pretty key players. Troy, of course. No idea who the other blokes are, though. Bo Lacey, no idea who these guys are. Or Matt Kranick. Couldn't tell
that's the next year. That's the next year when he picked Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
So hang on. This is how he went. He went Plaxico Burress, Casey Hampton, Troy Polamalu, Ben Roethlisberger to kick off his first 4 years as the Steelers GM.
And what is Omar Khan's done? Kenny Pickett, Jones.
Yeah.
So they both got their quarterbacks in the first year or 2 years or 3 years?
No, this is the 4th year for for Colbert. The next year he picked Heath Miller.
Heath! Not bad.
So he's 5 from 5, I think, on base level or booms. I think they're all booms. Then in 06, he picked San Antonio Holmes. That's a good draft too. Mate. Holmes, Willie Colon.
These are all W's, I reckon. These are great W's. It gets reminded me of like the actual Super Bowl.
So Colbert starts off really strong in the first round.
Oh, okay.
There's a few years where it's a bit like, oh, what were you doing there, mate? So then we go San Antonio Holmes. So that was 6. Then you go Lawrence Timmons. That's a great draft, actually, as well.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites, but he's my top 5.
That's pretty, mate. Timmons, Woodley, Spaeth, Willie Gay.
Big play, Will Gay. Plus, Spaeth was like a good, like a Gentry guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
As well. And you had Woodley and Timmons in the same draft.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
All right. Then the next draft, you go Rashad Mendenhall. Now, what do you call him? Boom, bust, or base
Fumbleitis. He's a funny one, man. Because I think if you grab all the stuff, he doesn't really like the Steelers anymore. He's kind of forgotten about. I don't say maybe. Can you say like a mid-tier player?
So base level.
I thought it was fun to watch until it just went sour. I thought it was kind of cool. But mate, when you're watching him, the first few years, him watching running the football was great. Yeah. But in saying that, could you put another running back there and do the same thing?
Probs.
And then the whole thing about he didn't fumble the football, he dropped it. I was like, it's the same thing, mate. So I'm going even. I'm going even for that one.
Yeah, base level. Okay, cool. All right. What about Evander Hood? I don't.
Is that Ziggy Hood? Yeah, it's
is that Ziggy Hood?
Yeah, it's Ziggy Hood. Yeah.
I feel like I was just too much of a kid back then.
Yeah, man. I think he was a bust. I think he was this where it starts to fall apart, right? I'm pretty sure he's. I think so. I think he's a bust.
You really? I don't remember him being a bust.
Is that right? I think he is.
He killed it for me on Madden. I remember playing.
Let me see.
Yeah, it is Ziggy Hood.
How many years was he there?
I don't remember him as Ziggy Hood. I didn't know his first name was Evander. That's hilarious.
Did he do anything? Let me see. Maybe not a bust. Maybe. What was his stats?
Yeah, he had almost 12 sacks for the Steelers.
He was a defensive end, right?
He had good tackles for a loss. Yeah, he's not bad. I wouldn't call him a bust. If you're going to call Mendenhall a base level, I give him a base level.
How many games he played?
All up, career 142.
Okay, maybe a bust is too much.
Played 80 with Pittsburgh.
What years are we talking about? What year is this one? Because it must be
9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
So it's after the Super Bowl 43.
Yeah.
Okay. So never had a supporting car, maybe anything around. I don't know. Oh, that's right. He played for Jacksonville too. He was only there for 2.
Yeah, he played all right. We can put him in the put him in the base level with Mendon.
Okay. Base
All
camp.
right, next guy, Pouncey. Well, he's
that's a win. Yeah, he should be. He should be. Right. He should be a big
right
W.
Now, Colbert's like 10 for 10 with no busts.
Yeah, I'd say so. Mid level. Yeah, I'd say so for first round.
Cam Hayward, the following draft.
he's still playing.
All right.
Is he the oldest? Is he the oldest player on the team? He must be.
Yes, and then it goes Peterson, I think.
No, I mean that the Steelers drafted. He must be.
What do you mean?
Like from 2011 Steelers original draft class.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Okay.
And then,
well, he's a Hall of Famer too.
Then David DeCastro.
And that could also be argued he could be a Hall of Famer too. I think that's a win.
All right, Jarvis Jones. Surely he's a bust.
That one's a no go. That never panned out, did it? That never panned out at all.
Ryan Shazier. Now, what do you put him in? I don't know if you can put him in Boom here. He only played 3 years.
You put him in. What happened was so unfortunate. If he played without that injury, he would have been a killer.
I know.
I reckon. So he was
base
super.
Level. We put him in the base level. I hate putting him in base level, but
you didn't play. But I'd probably say base, something like that.
Yeah,
he was fantastic to watch, wasn't he? Sideline to sideline.
I can't actually. I don't like to talk about it because I feel bad about it.
He must. Yeah, I wouldn't know what he thinks would be terrible.
What about Bud Dupree?
I'd say base. I think he had a
good base too.
A good few years near the end. Can't call him a bust.
Artie Burns.
You know he's with the Seahawks now.
Yeah, he's a bust, man.
I'm
not putting him in base level. He's a bust.
We didn't do anything else, did he? Didn't do anything for us.
Bust. Bye. TJ Watt, bust.
Future Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
you know he got rated the other day.
Bust in the Hall of Fame.
He got rated the other day fourth outside linebacker.
Idiot. Whoever did that, idiot. Devin Bush, bust or base?
You know what? This one's. I'm going to say base because it depends if he can resurrect his career with the Seahawks. Imagine all the fans are going to say
he'll be better in a 4-3. He'll play better in that system.
Wait until he plays better, and then everyone's going to go, we shouldn't let him go.
Yeah. Especially with Adams coming down into the box for them, like it'll be.
I'll say base for that one. I think you don't know yet.
All right, Najee Harris. Oh wait, no, I missed someone. I missed Chase.
Oh. I'd say
bust.
Base.
He's a bust. No, he's a bust.
He's bust, but he's still playing. I'm the one who hates him, and you've given him a bust.
All right.
You know what though? You're probably right because he did go. Look, what player goes to a team and then your team loses every game?
Yeah,
I've never seen that happen in my life.
Give him a bust.
All right, bust.
Right.
Even though he's top 3 receiver, you know.
Najee Harris.
Can we say base because we don't know what's happening this year?
I think that very mature response.
Is that the last one we had? Is that last first?
And then you've got Kenny Pickett, which technically he was there for that draft.
But that was that's Omar Khan though, isn't it?
Well, this is the thing. Everyone said was Kenny a Khan pick or a Colbert pick, and after the draft, and Khan said, "We'll tell you in the future."
I wonder though how many of these players are Tomlin's players. Reckon we're that far in yet? If we win one, we can't use that argument.
But we haven't ever used that argument since like 2008 after Cal left. It's the dumbest thing ever.
That's what I'm saying. I've always said if we fired Tomlin tomorrow, and then if they won,
so I would say Pickett's a base level then as well because we don't know what he's going to be.
Oh, he has to be base, yeah, because you don't know.
Let's count Pickett. I don't think we should because I think he's a Khan pick, but we'll count Pickett for this. So for the purposes of this exercise, the first player taken in the draft by Kevin Colbert in 22 years, he has 3 base level players.
It's not bad.
He has 11 boom players.
Yeah. Look, what kind of makes sense with the his stats and wins too.
Well, do you know what's funny? It actually marries up pretty close.
What about the bus? Was the one Claypool, right?
Claypool, Artie Burns, and Jarvis Jones.
Are we counting the Claypool one though? Because it wasn't Minka more the trade.
I counted the first pick in that draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So he's had a pretty good idea.
So a pretty good first round. If you went through the second round, I think you'd be a bit like, ooh. Do you want to go through the second round? We went through that a bit fast.
Yeah, do it again. All the way down the bottom.
I'm not doing the third round. I'm only doing the second round.
Do them more one by one.
Marvel Smith. You'd have to. It's your memory was on here.
I think he's up there because I'm just looking also what he played for like 8 years. He was part of the 2. Was he part of the 2 Super Bowls or 1? I think 2, but I could be wrong. He's up there, I think.
Okay. Kendrell Bell.
That one, yeah, that's really stretching my memory.
I would have called him a base level. I don't think I'd call him a bust.
Yeah, maybe those first 2 were base.
Yeah, base. So first 2 base.
Rendell, fucking this bloke's awesome.
Yeah,
man, he was so fun to watch. I just like the way he played. I even thought he was good for the. He played for the Redskins too. I think back in the day.
Yeah. So you're gonna call him a boom, bust, or base?
I reckon boom, and I think it was fun to watch. I think he really changed the offense too. Good kick return. He could do trick plays, as we know in the Super Bowl, but just jet sweeps, all that kind of stuff. He was good to watch.
All right. What about Alonzo Jackson? He only played
no idea that guy is.
I'll pull
Do you know? I've never heard that guy in my life. Did we trade him? He's from 2003 to 2005.
Played 2 years, man. I reckon he's a bust.
Did he get to?
He played 3 seasons. He played in Pittsburgh for 2. Then he went to New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles.
And that's it? No idea.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Never had a sack. He was a linebacker. Had 1 tackle for a loss his whole career. He
never had a sack? It sounds like Marcus Allen. No splash plays.
Nah, yeah, this guy's a bust.
All right.
Where do we go next? Ricardo Colclough.
I think he was, from memory.
Mate, this is like.
I think he was second cornerback or third cornerback. I feel like he was. I think it was teams.
Played 5 years.
Yeah, I think it was teams.
Pittsburgh for 4 years. Kansas City for 2 seasons.
Yeah, I feel like he was teams. So I'm going to say base.
Yeah, kick and punt return. That's
all
I put him in here. I don't know. No, defense. 1 interception. 5. He had 2.5 sacks. He only had 5 pass defense. I don't think he's a base, man. I think it's bust for a second-round draft pick.
But he's, I guess for a second-round pick. From memory, I think he was like 3rd or 4th stringer. He wasn't up there.
Yeah, no, that's a bust.
Because they had like Taylor.
Second-round draft pick. That's a bust. No.
Yeah, they had B-Mac up there too, right?
Bryant McFadden.
Yeah, that's the guy, right? Yeah, well, he was next. Yeah, I think he's up there. I think he played really well.
Boom or base?
I'd probably say base. Because he was next to Ike Taylor.
Yeah.
And now he's one of our best mates with Patrick Pierce on their podcast.
B-Mac. No second rounder in 2006, but he had 2 third rounders. Yeah. That's right. We'll give him a pass.
I don't know who they are.
We'll just move it up. Lamar Woodley, boom or base? I'll give him a boom.
Oh, he's up there for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
What about Lima Swede? He never really did anything.
No, I think he was there 1 season. I think he was a bust. I think he had so much potential, but nothing happened.
1 or was it technically 2? No, it was technically 2. Oh man, he had 69 yards, 15 targets.
Wow.
No TDs. That's not good news. That's a bust. This is what I mean. Like Colbert in the 2nd and 3rd round, it's not as good. The next draft, he had 3 guys in the 3rd round in Craig Urbik, Mike Wallace, Keenan Lewis, but no seconds, so we'll pass that one up. Jason Worlds.
He was
Jason Worlds get.
Yeah, he was very similar to Jarvis Jones, I think. Kind of like that. Outside linebacker. I think he, from my memory anyway, I think he wasn't that great either, to be honest. I think he was kind of a bust.
Bust?
Yeah, I think where second is, I think he was from memory. Sanders, though, was fantastic if you got a third.
No, we're not going to third. He had 67 quarterback hits, 31 tackles for a loss, and 25.5 sacks. I think you can call that a base.
You reckon? I've always heard some ideas that Steelers fans didn't really like Worlds that much.
I think they like Worlds, but that doesn't mean he wasn't a base player.
Like a real base player?
I don't
know. All right.
Marcus Gilbert. You got to give him a boom.
He's up there for sure. He was there for a long time. He's left tackle, right? Was he left tackle for a... Yeah. I'd say boom for sure. Back to back, you hammered it out of the park.
Mike Adams.
Was he up there? What did he play? Right tackle?
Base or bust? I'm going to go bust. Second round draft pick.
Do you know what's crazy? I think he might have had a different name too. I think he had a different name actually.
Really?
I think I got an idea. I think Mike Adams maybe was called something else.
That was a very crazy time in my life.
I'm thinking
what the hell? Lima Swede was a Super Bowl champion.
Was he really?
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of someone else actually. I think
Mike Adams isn't Pro Football Reference isn't loading for me.
I would think of someone called like Flonzo Adams. Have you heard that bloke before? Who's that? Flonzo. I can't remember. I'm thinking of Flonzel Adams. Like that's back in the day. That was Cowboys. My bad. It's a bad stretch.
I don't know. His thing's not. I'm just going bust because I can't find his.
No, I was thinking of Flonzo Adams. Like, he was a Cowboy like in 1975. All right. Next.
It has tackle, but it's only got defense and what?
Where are we up to? Which year? I forget. Are we up to two?
Oh, we're doing 20.
Oh, okay, 2012. Yeah, I don't know enough.
Mike Adams, base or bust?
I'd just say base.
Bust. I'm going to give him a bust.
I'm going to bust. Give him a bust straight up. You're a bit harsh, mate. You're a bit harsh.
Second round draft pick. How about Le'Veon Bell?
Ooh. Le'Veon Bell. Nah, he's up there, man. He was fun to watch. I'll give him a boom.
Yeah, he's a boom.
He was real. He changed the whole game the way he ran.
Stephon Tuitt. He's a boom.
Oh yeah. What happened near the end? It was because of his brother in injury, right? It kind of ended weird, didn't it?
Sanquez Golston. Oh, Golston.
I think he's the bloke that didn't play. That was talked about so many interceptions and never played. Got injured.
Bust.
Yeah.
Sean Davis, base.
Yeah, he did play a lot of games at safety. Now he's playing the XFL.
He's still playing. Yeah. I thought he was playing for the Washington.
No, he plays for Washington Defenders. I think.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty sure for the XFL.
What about Juju? Boom or base?
He's up there. You know what? I'd probably give him a boom. He's still going all right. 3-year contract.
Yeah.
I can't wait till TJ smacks him all. Joe Porter picks him off though.
James Washington, bust or base?
Where's he at now? I forget where he's at.
Cowboys.
Are they?
I think he might not make it squad this year. I'm tempted to go bust, man.
You think he's out? Well, I guess what?
Although 5 years in the league, but he's never done anything, man.
No, he's done nothing. There was always that
bust, man. I'm going bust. He's a second round draft pick. Got to do better. Bust.
There was that connection of like Mason Rudolph, Washington, all my goodness.
And then never passed it to him.
Never happened.
Then we got Deontay and
you know what, man? You know what? I like Deontay. A lot of the internet doesn't like Deontay. I think he could be a boom.
Second rounders, so we're not talking about him.
Oh, okay. Well, damn.
Chase Claypool as a second round. No, we did him as a first round. We won't count him. Pat Freiermuth. Boom.
Oh, boom easy, mate. They're calling him the next Kelsey.
Pickens.
He's up there.
Pickens, boom or bust.
If he gets 1,000,
man, come on, he's a boom.
Well, you can't give Kenny that just yet. If you give Pickens 1,000 yards
No,
this year,
I can because Pickens had over 800 yards in his rookie year. He had 70% winning in contested combat catches. He came out of an injured last year in college. I can give him a boom.
is this going to be on Omar Khan or is it going to be on Colbert then?
Well, we counted Pickett before for him. I think they're both Khan players, but anyway, I'm giving him a boom.
Boom.
I'm overriding you. It's a boom.
So
eight booms, 6 bases, 5 busts in the second round.
Yeah, right. Do we go and count Antonio Brown? Because he was boom. He's still booming.
Business booming.
Oh, that guy's need some help.
So I don't know. I don't know what other benchmark. It's pretty hard with the other benchmarks for Omar Khan, but it's kind of interesting to go back and look at Colbert from that context because you look at Colbert and his 11 booms on round 1. You look at his 8 booms in round 2. Very few busts. I do think the middle rounds of drafts are where Colbert was a bit weaker, but then everyone's going to be weaker there. There's a bit of gamble. So it's interesting benchmarks for Khan as he goes forward.
Well, it's even just the idea of, Colbert got the team and as the GM got them to 3 Super Bowls. Like, that's pretty high. If we see 3 Super Bowls in the next 10 years, we are laughing as Steelers fans. Laughing.
That'd be
absolutely laughing.
That'd be like 6 in 30 years. That's 1 every 5 years. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. If that were to happen where we get a chance to go to the playoffs and these things happen where Kenny Pickett is the next franchise guy that rolls into that and then the running game, all this kind of stuff, that would be insane to be a Steelers fan. Imagine if we had 9. We had 9 of them. I got to add another 3 to the photo. You know what I mean? Got 6 there already, so I got to throw the photo out.
Just get a little another paper with a frame with the next 3, and you just join it to it.
Yeah, this is why it's so exciting though, because you have Omar Khan, you have the new team, and everything's fresh. Everything feels fun again, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel fun again? It's not been hanging on.
I'll ask you this question to close out the show, Marky D. Do you feel like, I know Omar Khan's doing things very differently and in his own way, but if at the end of Colbert's tenure, if you could have picked any other guy front of Sky GM, you don't have to give me a name, but do you feel like Khan would have been the guy? Like you're happy there's no one better they could have picked?
I don't know who you could, obviously.
Because some Steelers fans are like, oh, they shouldn't have let Brandon Hunt go to Philadelphia, right?
Well, wasn't there talk about Lewis Reddick becoming a GM too?
Yeah. Yep.
Was there talk about Andy Waddle becoming a GM?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
And now he's assistant.
Yeah.
I like how they keep in house with that. He was there for 20 years anyway, and what they've done, and I like the confidence in that Tomlin has with Omar Khan. I like that. I like their duo. I don't know enough about the GMs in the league, but looking at what's happened from the transitional year from Big Ben retiring to 1 season of 9-8 to now having a chance to go to the playoffs and build a new team with no real rebuilding year of 5-8 years like other teams do, Jacksonville, Bengals, Browns, you know what I mean? Washington, mate, they aren't doing anything. They don't even know if they can use a commander's name anymore. The Saints are in their own way. The Raiders are always in their own way. I feel like we're in a good, projection with that kind of stuff. And the Steelers have always done stuff like that. Well, who are some other teams? The Bucks, no more Brady. The Rams sold out. You know what I mean? The Jets went and got an old Rodgers, which I don't think he's going to do very well, in my opinion. So I'd say if they go to the playoffs this year and they win a game, it's success. And I think they're going to set themselves up for the next year to go on a run and be the powerhouse. Because right now the Bengals are probably the powerhouse with the Ravens looming and the Browns just be saying, okay, we're here. We're the best team, but you're not. So I'd say everything's worked out. It's been a really fun season, him getting the players, and they've all made sense to me.
Yeah.
The cuts made sense. The middle linebackers made sense. Peterson, Allen Robinson, all those dudes, their interior guys for the offensive line, all have made sense. From all the weaknesses that Steelers have had, they go and get Ciamalo to help that out and then have depth behind that. They go and get blokes like Fajoko's nose tackle, and then they go and sign Benton, who can be a guy that come in after. They go and get Washington to help out the run game too. everything to me has made sense, and that's still wearing my black and gold goggles. But to me, it's like it's been a fun off season, I reckon.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we'll have to track the rest of Khan's career and find out whether he can
in 20 years.
Kevin Colbert. So see you all in 20 years' time. But nah, you're right. You're right in summing it up from this perspective of the off season, everything that Khan's done, and hopefully Khan can have. Hopefully, this is 2 draft classes where Khan can have built for the future to hit some of these milestones that Kevin Colbert hit.
One question: what is one bad thing you think Khan has done? Do you think one negative thing you think that he's done or didn't do? Is there anything that comes to mind? I've got one in my head, but what do you think? Like player or trade or anything like that? That didn't assess a position.
The William Jackson thing didn't really turn out to be a good thing. No. I think they should have signed Ogunjobi last year to a 2-year deal, but the second year was team friendly. That cost us this offseason. You would have got him cheaper last year, so that kind of sucked. I wouldn't have done that. I'm happy with Joey Porter at 32. I know everything I said during the draft. I'm happy with that. They could have flipped that pick, though, for a lot more picks. So I'm just saying, I hope Joey Porter turns out to be like a first rounder quality kind of player. That's all I'm going to say. I hope we don't rue the fact that we're missing a coverage linebacker. I felt like they could have done more, but I also don't want to. I think it's a little bit early to judge this offseason until the end of the 3 preseason games and they've made the final. Like they've picked the 53 because we just don't know yet. To be fair.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What was your one?
Mine was the I don't know who's going to be the kick returner or punt returner. I don't really know who's going to do that.
Yeah, but you usually figure that out in preseason.
But there's no real.
Austin,
is it going to be him or is it going to be someone else? That was my only rule. What kind of like they got rid of Sims. Could you use Sims as a third guy? But maybe Allen Robinson is better.
Man. Switz is back.
Switz, you going to get Switz back?
Yeah, electronic football, man.
I thought he was coaching. I saw him. I still thought him
staring up. You know.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I think the linebacker and stuff. Until we see them play, you're right, because everything's changed so much. But it's good to try and see the negative side.
I wonder if Alfonso Graham, that running back they got. I wonder if he can take kick returns.
Possibly. Well, I think to me it's more with punt returns now because the kick returns.
Mark Robinson doing the punt return
because ex running back. He'd be mean, man. I reckon Hayward might give it a crack. I think he might have a go.
Yeah, he was back there a little bit. He could be good.
Wasn't he back with Snell on the kickoff returns or someone?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just think it's been a good off season, but yeah, there's probably a few things. But you're right. Wait until they start playing in actual games in August, and 2 months away.
100%. With that, that's going to wrap up this episode of Steelers Mad Monday. I'm Matty P with Marky D. As always,
go Steelers. Here we go.